We sincerely apologize for the break in transmission due to some technical hitch. Now, Foreign Affairs Minister Samuel Okudzeto has assured the family of the late Ghanaian student Nana Agyeikum of the government's commitment to pursuing justice following his death in Latvia. Facebook post on Monday, the minister said he met the family at the foreign ministry to personally convey condolences and brief them on actions taken so far. Mr. Blakwa disclosed that a fact-finding team from Ghana's embassy in Germany, which has concurrent accreditation to Latvia, was dispatched to investigate the circumstances surrounding the death. The team has since submitted a preliminary report, while Latvian authorities have confirmed that their investigation has ongoing. Further announced plans to travel to Latvia to engage directly with its counterparts and investigators handling the case. The delegation will include representatives of the bereaved family to ensure transparency and direct involvement in the process. The minister added that the government of Ghana will also rely on independent experts to review investigative findings, including the final Latvian report, to guide next steps, stressing that securing justice for Nana Agyeikum remains a top priority. Before we go to the top stories again, Constitutional Review Committee proposes 5-year presidential term. Amankwa calls Constitution Review proposals revolutionary and radical and welcomes them. PRC proposes establishment of Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission. Chairman Wontumi pressured Agyeikum Bank to release cash for non-existent workers' AG. NPP primaries electoral area coordinators Nada Sege declare support for Bawumia, and Foreign Minister Blakwa takes Nana Agyeikum case to Latvia, vows full accountability. News on African Union Television. Stay with us. Sports is up next with DK Wins.
right, good morning, everyone, and you're welcome to Eat Our Sports with me, the Ikewins, right here on African Union Television. Remember to follow us on our social media platform Facebook, African Union Television. You can join the conversation as well as to YouTube, African Union Television, GH, TikTok. We are live there, African Union Television. Join us for the conversation as we bring you the latest and breaking news across the world of sports. We'll be taking you through our local scene as well as Africa. Then we'll be moving you through the foreign scene for all the latest that you deserve to know in sports. Quick, let's move to our outstanding match, which we're supposed to take on in the Ghana Premier League match day 15, which is medium yesterday was at TNA Park where they drawn against Basake Holy Stars yesterday. The game ended in a draw where we have Kingsley Bray was the goal scorer for medium, and then Basake Holy Stars Kofi Ega who equalized the goal for Basake Holy Stars, and that end with a share of the points yesterday at the TNA Park. Today we'll be having another standing match. We'll be taking us at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium where we'll be having 11 Wonders at home hosting Kumasi Assam Toroko at the same time today, 4 o'clock p.m. Take note that it will be live on TV3 and then Onuya TV, where the telecast will be driven live for you to have a watch. And let's take you through the reaction after yesterday's game where Mediama were drawn against Basaki Holy Stars. Head coach for Mediama, Ibrahim Tanko, after the draw against Basaki Holy Stars.
No, I mean, it's very painful. As I said before the game, it's not going to be easy for us because of and their last games. They came here with confidence. But I might say also we squandered a lot of chances. I mean, we had the chances that normally you have to score. And yeah, but like I said, it's very painful, but we have to look at the next game.
And where do you think the fault was? Where do you think you were just not clinical enough and your attackers just didn't give you enough? Because we saw Kamaradini bumping for it and he created that goal.
Yes, I think we have a chances, like I said. In the first half, at least minimum 2-3 chances you have to score. I always said in the Premier League, if you don't score your chances, and then the more the game is going, the more the opponents get confidence. Yeah, and like I said, at the end, I think we have.
Yes, of course, that's Ibrahim Sanko for you after sharing the points yesterday at the TNA Sports Stadium. And let's quickly look through the opponent coach, who is Johnson Smith for Basake Holy Stars, also reflects the draw after.
Okay, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. This is how I told the boys to do. So what they did was very, very good.
What's so special about your away, games, the approach? In Doma, it was 0-0. You frustrated the home team. Today, you nearly walked away with 3 points. What's the setup like? What's the approach like?
I think the boys are responding to instructions because we have only 5 defenders. We have only 5 defenders. So whenever there's a problem, then we are in problem.
Thank you very much.
Right back
okay. To the Alpine AAK Sports Arena. That's the head coach of.
Well, that is Johnson Smith for you after yesterday drawing with Mediama at T8 Park. Then man of the match for yesterday game, Kamarijini Mamudu, also shared his excitement yesterday after the match on the day.
I have to give congrats my teammate because it wasn't an easy game for us because the opponents they came and sit back, so we couldn't penetrate through the midfield and even the rings. That's why we couldn't create so many chances.
We saw the penalty. We saw everything. You think it was a game that if you had been clinical, you'd have won?
Oh, sure. As you can see, even won a penalty, but we couldn't score. And we keep on fighting, then we had a nice goal. So I think it's part of the game. Win, lose, or draw, we are okay.
Thank you very much for your time. And congratulations once again. So that's our man of the match, Kamaradini Mamudu. He assisted Kingsley Bryant to grab.
Let's still take you through our Minister of Sports and Recreation, Honorable Kofi Adams yesterday as City Sport. And what he was saying, Coach Otuado arrears that is supposed to pay to him, and he was saying that he used to pay Otuado 50% of ahead of his time. So the arrears that left that we have to pay Otuado, not the full salary, but 50% of the money.
We owed a number of the coaches, and we are looking for a structured system for payment of the coaches. In the past, before I became minister, some of these coaches, especially the expatriate coaches of the women's national team, was paid from the sponsorship fund that goes to the FA. That has since changed now. All that have been offloaded onto government. And so we have submitted the details. The finance minister has since approved for the payments. And the payments, even per the contract, is supposed to be in arrears. For the head coach, we pay him 50% ahead of time. So at the beginning of the year, 50% of his salary was paid ahead. So what he is owed is actually 50%, not the full salary. So that must also be explained, that government, as per the agreement, have paid ahead of time 50% of the salary. So what you pay him is just 50% also for every other month. So it is not the full salary that is owed the head coach.
Okay. Was that starting off from the last press briefing you had with us? Because you paid up to, I think, March.
So when that March payment that we did included paying him the 50% of the 12 months. Oh, okay. So we paid up till March and also paid him 50% of the 12-month salary that is due him. Okay. So what you now owe him is post-March 50% of salaries, because you would have paid the other 50% for January, February, March. So you now owe him only 50% of the remaining months. All that has been worked out.
So that is Minister of Sports and Recreation for you concerning about Coach Otuado arrest that's supposed to pay at the end of the year. And then he moved on to on the $90 million from the World Cup that they will go into the sports field bill unless we incur some other costs that we have to deduct something from it. Kofi Adams.
So, if you observe the justification for the agency of the bill we took to Parliament, one of the things we indicated was the period, and that we wanted to take advantage of the period we found ourselves in. What is the period? Preparation for the FIFA World Cup. So we want to insist that, like the act as it is now when signed by, or the bill as it is now when signed by the president, it becomes act. One of the sources is proceeds from competitions and tournaments. So, for example, what FIFA is going to give us as a country, the $9 million, the 1.5 is for preparation. So that will go into preparation. But the $9 million would go into the fund, for example, unless we incur some other cost that we just have to deduct that from it. If we don't, we would going to put everything into the fund. And once it goes into the fund, there will be structured utilization. So we can, for the first time, have infrastructure or edifices that we can point to, that out of the World Cup, this is what we are able to do. So we intend to have show that in our participation in the US of A, Canada, and Mexico World Cup 2026, this is what we are able to do. And I believe that we are in good shape to go very far. You know, if you qualify to the next round of the 32 teams, you get...
So, as it stands, Ghana has to aid $10.5 million for the World Cup from the group stage, as I already informed you earlier. Then we take you through the Ghana Football Association President, Kate Okreku, yesterday shared the media meeting of FIFA Anti-Racism and Anti-Discrimination Committee in Doha making a significant steps in global football to fight against racism and discrimination yesterday. That's Ghana football president Kurt Okreku Simon for you. According to reports from Kwesi Asantroko, has officially received an offer from Israeli Premier League club Maccabi Tel Aviv for the service of Zimba O'Neal. Maccabi is willing to pay $150,000 for the lowest defender, Zimba O'Neal, as Kumasi Asantoroko. So is the Kumasi Asantoroko going to release Zimba O'Neal, or they are going to keep him? Then we take you through Bebiari Gosas has appointed a new coach who will be taking them through the next second matches for the Ghana Football Association or the Ghana Premier League, which name is Marcus Cam Fretz. Marcus Cam Fretz, who's now becoming the Bebiari Gosas head coach. And take note that the Sweet International has joined the team as a new head coach, signing a 2-year contract with the club of the Bebiani Gold Stars. And he has been worked with several clubs before coming here. He has been assistant coach with Tottenham Hotspur, FC Basel, and then Austrian national team. And later served as a head coach for the New Zealand men national team. So more recently, he's enrolled in the guidance of Kotoku Royals for promotion into the Ghana Premier League. And now Miners have signed him for their destination. Yesterday, over the weekends, that was Saturday and Sunday, at the Division 1 side, Elmina Sharks player, we have to pray for this player. Indeed, he need our prayer to survive, because it was, terrible and a shocking, reporting coming after that game. Elmina Sharks were beaten by where the game was going on. Elmina Sharks defender Vadman was knocked on his nose. And now, as I'm speaking, he's in the hospital of St. Patrick Hospital, and also taken for treatment as they take on the Park Academy player named Daniel Ofori, where it was a penalty won by the Park Academy. And that incident leads to this situation for them. Then yesterday, here in Techiman and Pemdakwa in the Women FA Cup round 32, beating Sunshine Ladies by 13 goals to 0. This is no NBA football at the Tubo Asotef here in Techiman, as Pemdakwa demolish Sunshine Ladies. Then I'll quickly take you through the AFCON yesterday matches that we witnessed at over the weekends. Opening game was Morocco beating Comoros by 2-0. That was Sunday. And then yesterday, Monday, where we have the Group A matches, Mali were drawn against Zambia, the Chipolopolos. Then the Group B, we were having South Africa, Bafana, also beating Angola by 2-1, where we have the Pharaohs for the first half yesterday, around 8 o'clock going. Zambians were leading by 1-0, where the second half, Mohamed Salah and Mamouche led the Pharaohs, making them by 2-1 and ran the victory against Zimbabwe. Today we'll be having a Group C matches coming up. The Super Eagles of Nigeria 5:30 against Tanzania, then Tunisia against Uganda. Group D we'll be having DR Congo versus Benin 12:30 p.m. Then Senegal versus Botswana 3 o'clock p.m. And we are looking out to work on things with we'll be having a commentary for you for Nigeria versus Tanzania 5:30. So it is a promise that commentary will be coming on your way. And yesterday, as the match were going on celebration, shockingly, a player called Daka. Yesterday, after getting a goal for the Chipolopolo of Zambia, Daka was trying to celebrate after scoring the goal by hitting his neck. As you can see on your screen, that celebration shocked everybody on the social media. He was trying to do the backfly celebration. Unfortunately, while putting his neck on the grass. South Africa yesterday shut up with their fans, trying to win the game against Angola. But unfortunately, with all the support from the stands, they draw that game yesterday. That is South Africa for you. Then today we'll be taking you through the foreign scene for the stories that will be moving around. Yesterday, outstanding matches to take on place as we're moving on to the Scudetto, where we have yesterday the Coppa Italia take on Napoli against Bologna, and then it ended up 2-0 in favor of Napoli yesterday, where David Neres and then Rashford Hoyland, but there was the players who got the goal for Napoli yesterday, and that led them their victory, winning against Bologna yesterday. And David Neres was on top. This player indeed this season is on form yesterday as he helped the Napoli winning that game yesterday. And then, as history said yesterday, that David Neres is now the second Brazilian player after Erika Brace for Napoli versus Juventus in 1990 to score more than 1 goal in the Italian Super Cup, and also has scored in 2 consecutive competitive games for the first time with Napoli. David Neres is on form. And take note, David Neres since October, the Napoli 3 goals, 4 assists in the Serie A, 1 assist in the Champions League, and 2 goals in the Supercoppa Italia yesterday. And now Napoli has won the Scudetto for the 3rd time in their history. Shockingly, as Liverpool yesterday, I informed you about their attacker Alexander Isak, and now confirmed from Liverpool source that yesterday Alexander Isak underwent a surgery to feature his leg sustained that Saturday game against Tottenham Hotspur. And now, not time or date set for Alexander Isak returning, but he is expected to be out for a few months. Jan Wesa, when he's absent for the African Cup of Nations, who he's supposed to be representing the DR Congo, and now Jan Wesa, on an interview with Canal Plus, says, "I am not in the best condition to play for my country right now. It was a very difficult decision, but the most important thing is that I return fully fit in March for the World Cup qualification. I wish them nothing but the happiness as the African." That's Jan Wesa for you. Transfer stories, we're taking you through. Hendrick, the Real Madrid player, has now gained an agreement with Olympique Lyonnais. Now here we go. The exclusive story was made 2 months ago that Olympique Lyonnais has been showing interest on Hendrick moving from Real Madrid to Olympique Lyon. The deal is done. Now 50% of the salary covered from Olympique Lyonnais. The Brazilian will be back to Real Madrid in June. So Hendrick moving to Olympique Lyon is done on a loan deal. The player one more time, 1 more minute to get a call out for the upcoming World Cup. Kylian Mbappe has ended 2025 with 66 goals, both club and country. Take note that the league has a break before the winter coming up. And when you look at the story or the history in French football, 411 professional goals yesterday as he equalized. Thierry Henry. Karim Benzema is leading the French goal scoring with 509. And then Thierry Henry with 411. And then Kylian Mbappe on the third with 411. Clinical for Mbappe. Antonio Semenyo, as I already informed you, that Manchester City, Manchester United, Tottenham Hotspur also shown an interest, as well as Liverpool are also battling for Antonio Semenyo's signature. But Tottenham, it's unlikely that Antonio Semenyo will be moving to Tottenham Hotspur. Either Manchester City and Liverpool are the favorite clubs. Manchester too is there monitoring the situation, whether they can signal the signature of Antonio Semenyo, the Black Star forward from Bournemouth. Then the Catalonians former captain, let me say that, because now he's not a captain for Barcelona Football Club. That is Marc-Andre ter Stegen. He's a mean move. We want to push from Barcelona to Aston Villa. And Aston Villa, Emery and his boys been monitoring Marc-Andre ter Stegen's situation in Barcelona. Either they can land the goalkeeper at the Villa Park to replace with Emiliano Sala, which future is suddenly in doubt. Either he's staying or moving. Let's through monitor this gel and gives you the details. Antonio Conte, yesterday after the Scudetto won, quiet. All people were keeping talking now about Højlund and McTominay when the time they were at Manchester United. These players were not given a minute to play at Manchester United. But now it has been a topic and a headline for Manchester United, or the social media. People are talking about them. And Antonio Conte said, because they were not given time at Manchester United, he asked some questions. Now, me and my staff must have done something right. And that is how to be a reason for Rashford Højlund and Scott McTominay. Here we go. Nicolas Fulcrum to AC Milan is done. Loan move until June 2026. AC Milan cover a salary, no loan fee or buy option. Around 13 and 14 million euros, not mandatory. So Fulcrum went to AC Milan for 2 bid from Germany to undergo his surgery. And yesterday, as we saw, Nicolas Fulcrum landed in Milano to undergo the medicals. The new player this week for AC Milan. As you can see on your screen, that is Nicolas Fulcrum for you, landed in the Milano. Then Marco Ottonelli will sign his contract as a new Juventus sporting director in the next days. Agreement reached, the main candidate for the director role revealed in November, and until it's now agreed for the Marco Ottonelli. Then FIFA verdict to confirm Al Nassr, agreement with the rules of the registration ban, has now been permanent rule out. So now Al Nassr, Cristiano Ronaldo and his boys, club can sign players this coming season. They are now free from the FIFA rules. Divock Origi, former Liverpool player, now available as a free agent from January as he just signed his contract termination with AC Milan. A 30-year-old striker out AC Milan squad in the project since summer 2024. Daniel Alves, now being an owner of a club, but he's now a new investor in a sporting club, the São João de Verde, the 3rd division club in Portugal. He has made a financial investment to acquire 50%. So the remaining 50% will be purchased after the end of the 2025-2026 season. In a total, he's expected to invest around 1 million euros, not including the club operating expenses. In addition, he's been one to invest. In addition to being as an investor, Daniel Alves also considered a return for the professional football, with the idea of playing officially for the club with 6 months. So not only being an investor for the club, but a footballer too, want to play 6 months after several years that you did not hear of David Alves in football. Rana Arayo is now feeling in a top form, eager to return to the Barcelona squad after the winter. So now football is on break with a 1 week for the Christmas, and they resume shortly. And then Rana Arayo hoping to return to join Barcelona Football Club. Rashford Højlund on his IJ, the former Manchester United, as I already said to you, is playing loan for Napoli Football Club. And yesterday he have the Napoli's win against Bologna for a Coppa Italia. When on his IG and said, what a great decision looked like. So which means the decision that he has taken from Manchester to Napoli has yielded as a result for him winning a Coppa Italia. So he's looking forward to make it a permanent deal for him to be a full player for Napoli Football Club. More stories for us to save you, but because of our time preparing towards our next programs coming up from Ghana Matters on your show at the same time on your screen. The most genuine television station for you. Like and follow the page for us. And then today, maybe tomorrow, you not see me here again because We are on break for small. We'll be having a reluctance for days for more some activities on television. We'll be saving you better, not only sports, but different shows and activity. We'll be saving you on the show. Still next year, coming up full squad with the energy, athletics taking on, and everything. We're coming with the crew to save you full out sports for you, as Hida Sports, and then AU Sports for you. So have a time, make a date for us next year. Coming out with heat for you. Kudos to my MCR, Kofi Agyeikum Wilson, as usual. Yes, was serious, man. Yeah, and this time, why? All right, my cameraman is there up there. Shout out to you, boy. PK. Yeah, wonderful boy. Okay. Today, if you see the outfit that my cameraman is having, wow, from top to toe, top. Kudos to you, boy. It's PK. Two there. My name is DK Wings. I'm up here. Prepare for our next program. Be a true Christian to save your life on a judgment. See you next year. Here, back.